didn't want to take part in all this, he could have just signed the contract in March.
That's
and
right.
still showed up in
There
June.
you go. There you go.
That's the part that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
But
there you go.
But my perspective now, I think all of our perspectives, generally speaking, fan perspective,
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, our view of him, you brought up a good point about being with the Jets. He was on TV every week. There's the off the field stuff. He would comment on this and that. And
Yeah.
running for vice president was part,
Right.
Jeopardy, whatever it might be,
Yeah.
was all out there.
Yeah.
And when he got here, that didn't really materialize at all,
Yeah.
from what I could tell. And again, whatever, my perspective, personal, everybody, fans' perspective, teammates' perspective. Remember, Cam Hayward this point last year was saying, "Get here or don't," that kind of thing.
Not hearing anything from Cam Hayward even on his show anymore. It seems like he kind of got word, like, don't talk about Aaron.
Yeah.
I mean, in all honesty, he's like the only person who's not commenting on this that has a media space.
That's a good point. Yeah,
and it is interesting. He doesn't want to poke it because
as captain, he would have a legitimate reason to do it too. So the fact he's not is interesting. But yeah, so I just feel like we saw this movie before, and maybe just me. I just feel like it'll get done, and he'll be here, and then it'll long as things are going well and they're winning to a good enough degree, and he's playing well enough. Now, if they obviously they start out 0-3, or he throws 2 interceptions week 1 or something, maybe it'll get brought up again. Like, well, if you would have been here in April, it would have been.
I'm sure it will. Yeah.
Yes. So I get it, but we'll see. And be honest with you, there's 2 young quarterbacks to try and develop right now. So it's the worst thing in the world if this next week, the first week of OTAs, they're the ones getting all the reps, and there's no veteran taking reps away. Probably a good thing in the long-term perspective as well for the Steelers.
Yeah, Chris Adamski of the Tribune Review here, Mike Asti on Mic Drop, talking, of course, Aaron Rodgers and the waiting game with the Pittsburgh Steelers here to lead off the show. You kind of hit on the nail on the head for me that if Aaron Rodgers, and you want to take him at face value, I'll take him at face value. So I do kind of think he secretly likes being talked about. He says he does not. So if we're going to take him at face value, Chris, then if he does not like this conversation, because when he shows up, I'm sure he's going to drop subtle comments of not liking this conversation like he did last year. If he really doesn't want discussed on this show or any others, the way to not get discussed and not have to be part of rookie minicamp or be part of these non-required or these voluntary camps is to do exactly what you said, that I don't think anyone with the Steelers would have argued against or been unhappy about. To give Rooney what he wanted and call him on the phone and say, here's where I'm thinking, here's where I'm at, when he wanted before the draft. If he couldn't even meet that demand, he could have at least called the man and said, I don't know yet, give me a couple more weeks. Then once we get there, he could have made the final decision in his brain at least and decided and told Art Rooney II, hey, I want to play one more year. I don't want to do any BS until June. I don't want to be in Pittsburgh. I don't even want to be there at all, but I want to play football. Is that cool? I think we both know it's almost guaranteeably it would have been fine. That would have been fine, especially if they would have got the answer. And if that's the case and he would have allowed somebody to report Rodgers is going to be back, at least get that decision. Or even to officially sign and then they could announce it and then have the caveat in the report, he won't be there until June. That is it. Stop talking about it. I honestly believe it'd be talked about significantly less. You would have people complaining and saying that that's a bit much for a 42-year-old. You'd have some saying, as you said, it's maybe better to just be done with him and let a young guy play. And is that going to really lead them to a title? I've argued against that being the case for Aaron Rodgers for weeks now. But I don't think you would get the hornet's nest of debate on everybody's show, everyone's podcast, and everyone's social media about what is he going to do. You certainly would not have a weekend where you have multiple colleagues with multiple reports and then national reports that can contradict those reports. That would not have happened if Rodgers would have just said, I'm in, not till June, or I signed, not till June. That could have fixed a lot of this right now if he doesn't want to hear from this.
Which, and you know what? And doing it this way also leads to speculation and not unwarranted, certainly reasonable speculation to say he's waiting to see what if, Matt Stafford back gives out during OTAs or something. He had to get surgeries
sure.
after the year. And all the Rams.
It's why I had to open with, is he actually going to play for the Steelers? Like, that question is still out there because he has yet to make a decision. Yeah. Does he want to play? Does he want to wait for a veteran QB that could be on a title team and have them get hurt and then he goes ahead and rides it off? Or, I mean, people always bring up the Cardinals, which I never buy because they're not going to win. But does he just want to dangle that out there? Or, well, you didn't mention, does he want even more money? Because some have reported that and others have scoffed at it. But I don't know if that's why, and I don't believe that's why. But if he keeps lingering this, that is a continuous, legit speculation.
Yeah, it certainly is. And I don't know. It's not as if the Steelers are in a cap crunch,
right?
Or they have plenty of room in the cap. There's plenty of ways to make more room.
Right.
So money-wise, from a pure football planning perspective, what he had paid last year, even the tender they offered this year, is still below market value for even a low-end starting quarterback.
Yeah.
And I know they don't have the leverage. If you want to get pure negotiating here, the Steelers could say, take it or leave it, buddy. So, but at the same time, it's like and we can